The first sound of the day is never gentle. In the Roman camp, there are no soft alarms or gentle nudges awake, just the abrupt, jarring call that signals the start of another day in the empire's service. It's the blare of a cornu, a brass horn that sounds like a goose being strangled, echoing through the misty air. The sound is impossible to ignore, and it cuts through even the deepest sleep. The cornitsen, our hornblower, seems to take a special delight in blasting it right into our tent, as if he's determined to make sure not a single soul gets a moment's extra rest. Some mornings I swear he aims the bell straight at my head. The sound rattles your bones and leaves your ears ringing, a reminder that comfort is a luxury for someone else. My name is Gaius Vibius, and this is how my day begins in the wilds of Britannia, far from the warmth of Rome and the comforts of home. Our tent sleeps 8, a contubernium, a family of sorts. We share everything. Space, stories, and the cold that seeps through the canvas every night. Waking up means untangling from scratchy wool blankets, dodging Lucius's thunderous snoring, and bracing for the chill that bites through even the thickest cloak. The air inside the tent is heavy with the smell of damp earth and sweat. The camp outside is already alive, torches flickering, shadows dancing across rows of identical tents. The sounds of other legionaries stirring, boots thudding on the ground, and distant orders being barked fill the air. My first thought always is my gear where I left it. Forgetting even a single piece means a lecture from our centurion Decimus, whose smile is a myth and whose patience is even rarer. Decimus has eyes like a hawk and a memory like an elephant. He'll notice if your belt is crooked or your sandals are untied, and he never lets you forget it. Around me, my tent mates grumble awake. Marcus about the bland food, Sextus about the endless marching, Titus about everything and nothing. The complaints are as much a part of the morning as the horn. We are a chorus of complaints, but we are a unit. Through the grumbling and the groaning, there's a bond that only comes from sharing hardship and routine. We are soldiers of the eagle, and we are all very, very cold. The chill of Britannia is a constant companion, nipping at our fingers and toes, reminding us that we are far from home. Time to stumble out and face the day, to join the ranks and prepare for whatever orders come next. There's no time to linger. Discipline is everything. Such is the rude awakening of a Roman legionary, a life of discipline, discomfort, and camaraderie, where every morning begins with the blare of the cornu and the promise of another day in the service of Rome. Breakfast for a Roman legionary is simple, almost ritualistic. A ration of grain handed out at dawn when the camp is still shrouded in mist and the world feels quiet and expectant. We take that grain and turn it into a lumpy porridge called pulse, a staple that's as old as the legions themselves. It tastes exactly like boiled wheat because that's all it is. No spices, no fancy additions, just the bare minimum to fuel a soldier's day. There's no honey or fruit to sweeten the deal today. Just warm mush, a wooden spoon, and a bit of wishful thinking that maybe tomorrow's ration will be different. After breakfast, the next ritual begins, getting dressed. The tunic is rough and itchy, the kind of fabric that never lets you forget you're a soldier. My belt jingles as I fasten it, a familiar sound in the morning air. And then comes the real challenge, strapping on the heavy armor. My lorica segmentata is impossible to put on alone. I need Lucius's help to get all the straps and buckles in place. In return, I help him with his, and we both grumble about the weight and the awkwardness, but it's a routine we know by heart. Hold still, Gaius, Lucius grunts, tightening a strap. You're breathing too much. I can't help but laugh. If I stop, you'll have to carry my gear, I shoot back, and for a moment, the morning feels lighter. Once the armor is on, I feel transformed, like a walking fortress, weighed down but protected, ready for whatever the day brings. Helmet on, shield and sword in hand, I'm prepared for the march ahead. In this moment, I'm no longer just Gaius. I'm a Roman legionary, part of something much bigger than myself. We all look the same now, a sea of iron and red cloaks, standing shoulder to shoulder, ready for whatever comes our way. Usually that means a lot of walking, mile after mile, boots pounding the earth, the rhythm of the legion echoing across the land. Breakfast and dressing, never glamorous, always essential. These small routines bind us together, preparing us for the long day ahead. Training begins before the sun is fully up, with a punishing run around camp in full armor. The weight of the helmet presses down, the shield bangs against my side, and every step kicks up dust that clings to sweat. The air is cool, But it doesn't take long before we're all breathing hard, boots thudding in rhythm, the sound echoing off the tents and waking the rest of the camp. Decimus calls it shaking the sleep from our bones. I call it losing my breakfast. Some of the lads joke and shove each other, but most of us are just trying to keep pace, lungs burning, legs already heavy. There's a strange camaraderie and shared misery. Then weapons drill. We line up in front of the palace, sturdy wooden posts, and stab them over and over, sweat flying, arms aching. The repetition is relentless, but every thrust is a lesson. Speed, precision, and power. Vibius, stab like you mean it, Decimus barks, his voice cutting through the morning haze. He's right. The gladius isn't for show. It's a weapon meant for close, brutal work, and waving it around is useless in a real fight. I grit my teeth, focus on the target, and picture a real enemy in front of me. I drive my sword home again and again, until my arm feels numb and my grip slips with sweat. Next comes the pilum, our heavy javelin. We practice throwing it across the field, aiming for distant targets. The pilum is designed to bend on impact, making it impossible for the enemy to throw it back at us, a clever bit of Roman engineering. We throw, retrieve, and throw again, muscles burning, until our shoulders ache and our hands are raw. The repetition is exhausting, but it's the only way to build the strength and accuracy we'll need in battle. Finally, formation practice, the testudo. We lock our shields overhead and at our sides, forming a living wall of wood and iron. It's a shield against arrows, stones, and fear itself. Inside, it's hot and cramped, sweat dripping down faces, breath coming in short gasps. One mistake, and the whole thing collapses, leaving us exposed and vulnerable. Decimus makes us hold it for what feels like an eternity, testing our discipline and our willpower. Every muscle trembles, but no one dares break rank. It's tedious, it's grueling, but it's what keeps us alive when the real fighting starts. We endure together, forging trust and strength in the fire of repetition. Morning drills, repetition, sweat, and survival. This is how Roman soldiers are made, not by glory, but by the grind of every dawn. No rest after drills. Today is a route march. 20 Roman miles, full gear, through Britannia's endless mud and grey skies. Our packs are so heavy we call ourselves Marius mules. The landscape is all hills, forests, and more mud, a far cry from Italy's sun. We march in a long column, boots pounding, centurions barking orders. The road beneath us, built by us straight through the wilderness. Marching becomes meditation, step after step, aches and all. Lucius mutters, "I've seen better scenery on a coin." I agree, discipline is absolute. Stragglers get a sharp reminder from the centurions. We are a machine of flesh and iron, moving relentlessly across this foreign land. Marching, history in motion, mostly through mud. Lunch is a brief break. No tables, just the roadside and damp ground. We eat hardtack bread, dip it in posca, sour wine and water, and chew some cheese or olives if we're lucky. It's fuel, not pleasure. This is our time to complain, a tradition as old as the army. This bread is harder than the centurion's heart, I joke. Sextus moans about his feet. We all nod. We talk of home, soft beds, and good food. Shared misery makes life bearable. But there's laughter too. Titus tells a story about a recruit tripping over his own pilum. These moments of camaraderie are as vital as our swords. The horn blows, breaks over. We shoulder our packs and march on. Lunch, brief, bland, and full of grumbling. The afternoon brings more marching and work. Today we repair a rain-damaged road, shovels and pickaxes replace swords. The centurion directs us. We dig ditches and lay stone. It's backbreaking, hands raw, sweat stinging our eyes. No glory here, just the reality of legionary life. Rome sees the parades, not the mud and blisters. We build more than we fight forts, bridges, roads. Maybe it keeps us disciplined, or just too busy to think of home. Still, there's pride. This road will outlast us all. We are shaping Britannia in Rome's image, one stone at a time. More builder than warrior. Such is the Roman soldier's lot. 13. As the sun sets, we return to camp, but the day isn't done. First, we care for our gear, oil the armor, sharpen the gladius, clean the shield. The British damp is merciless on iron. It's a quiet, methodical ritual, essential for survival. Dinner is better, grain stew, maybe some bacon and vegetables if we're lucky. We gather around the fire, bowls in hand, warmth against the chill. Conversation is relaxed, dice games, letters home, or just quiet reflection. I think of my family's farm in Etruria. the olive groves after rain. These memories comfort and ache, a reminder of what we serve and what we miss. Evening, maintenance, food and fleeting peace. 12. Night falls, fires burn low, sentries patrol the ramparts. Inside our tent, we lay out blankets using shields as pillows. The final horn signals silence, the camp grows still. Lucius's snores fill the darkness. A strangely comforting sound. We are a temporary family, bound by duty and hardship. Lying in the dark, I reflect. This life is hard, but it has purpose. We are part of something vast, shaping the world. There's clarity in duty, a strange freedom in simplicity. My body aches, but sleep comes quickly. Maybe I'll dream of home, or maybe just of nothing at all. Such is the sleep of Gaius Vibius, legionary of Rome.